Jeremy, what's going on, man? Can you hear me? You sounding good? Hopefully so. Please let me know. All right. Voice is good. Let's check the guitar, which is, hopefully what you're here for. Let me know about this. Dalton, what's up, man? Is the guitar coming through good? Everything sound all right? Oh, by the way, Dalton, since you're here, I feel it's more important to say I got a new mic for the cab. We were talking about ribbon mics the other day, Dalton and I I actually did buy the Voodoo VR1 ribbon mic, and it is a significant upgrade to their cheaper one. I'm technically using both of my ribbon mics right now, actually. But yeah, that VR1, ridiculous. Worth the money. And you know how I am. Well, maybe you do or you don't. I don't like to spend money on things like that when I don't like to spend money on things like that. Turns out, yeah. I think this was a very good investment, and I highly recommend it. Yeah. I haven't been quite this happy with a single mic on my cab. Probably ever. You are hearing a dual mic setup right now, but it sounds nearly just as good with just the VR1 on it. I like it quite a bit. It's happening. Josh, what's going on, man? Yeah. Man, I have my disc plates up in here, but I have like a textured wall going on here in this room, and stuff just keeps falling. It's not great. So yeah, there'll be like floor decorations while I'm here, and maybe I'll get a few more of these guys to just hang up. I've got one too because you recommended it. Man, if you haven't used the VR1 yet, I think you're really, really going to like it. Although that last recording you posted sounded really good. But yeah, anyway, hey. Larada came in, left-handed. I like it quite a bit. So, let's be totally honest here. I sold my Strandberg to kind of make it make sense to pick up this guitar. I loved that Strandberg. I upgraded it and all that. And it those things are unicorns. Super hard to come across for a left-handed extended range Strandberg. Very hard to come by. But ultimately, I bought that guitar largely for the Endure Neck, to try it out. I thought it was cool, but my thumb just didn't really get along with it and wanting it to move up and down the neck. I just don't work like that. But it's all good. This guitar, I bought it, and before it arrived, I was like, man, I have these exact same pickups in this guitar. My Schecter over here. My little cheap Schecter Gaming Elite 7 that you don't see me play too much on this channel. And I was like, I like the way that guitar sounds, but I don't like love it or anything. So I was like, man, I'm probably gonna get the Abasi and then be ready to sell it as soon as it gets in. So far, I don't think that's gonna be the case. So this guitar does have a few very unique things going for it. The main one for me is the fact that, yeah, the string spacing is just a little bit smaller than on a typical guitar. And you can, I can instantly notice it. Like for me, this slightly smaller string spacing is way more noticeable and initially disruptive than fan frets ever were. Fan frets, it never took me any time to get to the point where they felt comfortable. It was just instant. This feels comfortable, but I can also tell that there's a difference. But I like it. So far, it's been nothing but a good thing, a positive thing. So any of my little string skipping riffs and licks that I do, I found them a little bit easier to play cleanly, which is super cool. 1 second. ERG stuff really isn't your thing, but the Laradas you've had have been awesome. Yeah, I could see somebody feeling that way. And even me. So I own 8 strings, but I'm a 7-string player at heart. This is where I'm most comfortable, and this is where I have the most fun. And playing this guitar is the closest feeling thing to playing a 6-string that I've played in a long time. Partially because, you know, it has that smaller string space. So I imagine the neck itself is a good little bit less wide. It feels like a 6-string. So now I wonder, man, if I had got an 8-string, would that have felt like a 7-string? Do I need to get an 8-string one of these at some point? I hope not, honestly. But it may happen that way. But yeah. I feel like I should leave some of my thoughts for the actual video that I'm going to do on this. But no, I'll go ahead and gloss over it real quick. So basically, $2,000 guitar, right? Obviously made in Korea. Well, it says on the back. Pretty much, I'm pretty sure it's made in the exact same place as the Shecker guitars and the Agile guitars now. At a $2,000 price point, I would have liked to see it either be just a little bit more, not QC, but just a little bit more attention to detail played to it. I'm not super greatly happy about the fret edges and the nut. There's like a little tiny bit of like gunk or glue that I can see up there. I wish that wasn't there, but at the same time, it's hard to not like this guitar anyway. It's just, hey, for $2,000, I would have hoped that it would be a little bit cleaner than that. But I'm really enjoying it. Josh asks, are you using the PA50 as an attenuator of sorts, or are you not running through a tube amp? Right now, I'm playing my Synergy Pitbull through the PA50. So I'm not sure what you mean by as an attenuator. This is the power amp for what I'm using right now. And it sounds really daggone good, if I do say so myself. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. How you use it as an attenuator. Thanks, Jacob. What's going on, man? How you doing? I really like the clarity and tones you dial. Exactly right about game. Hey, I really appreciate that. And yeah, I'm glad that I recently did a little bit of soul searching and tone searching here in terms of mics and everything. I think it took watching some more John Brown videos and again, like listening on my cell phone to notice that, yeah, there's just not enough bass response coming through, and maybe I had a little bit much treble and harshness coming through to the end listener. And I think that's because, yeah, my tones sound kind of trebly in the room, but with SM57s and everything on a single V30, it just wasn't coming through as I liked. I saw him use freaking single ribbon mics. I was like, really? I tried it, and yeah, so far that's been it for me. Apparently my KSR 212, which should be here in the next couple of weeks, hopefully sooner than that, I'm using I'm getting DV77s in that. So I'll revisit the whole SM57, SM58 thing on the DV77s and see how that sounds. But with the way this freaking VR1 sounds, I really freaking like it. I'm going to probably try and have the VR1 on one of the cabs and then some other mic on this cab and then just use a dual cab thing. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, I'm glad you're liking the tones, man. I really like your tones too. Like that last video you posted to YouTube. I went and checked it out. It sounded really, really good. I was like, man, I wish my first few YouTube videos sounded that good. They did not. Topher, what's going on, man? Tone is pretty good to the interwebs. I am glad to hear it. Off topic is perfectly okay. Like I said, I'm pretty much just here to share my initial enjoyment in jamming on this instrument with you guys and any initial thoughts and questions that you guys have. So Josh M asks off topic, but any thoughts on the FM9 announcement? I know you have the Aspect 3, so I was just curious. It's another cool option for those that care about the setup of, you know, the foot switches and all that. Personally, until they announce, you know, the next version of the Aspect or something, I'm cool. Like, I don't even need an Aspect 3 Plus. It's like I don't need all the extra DSP and whatnot. I wanted to hear all what sounds you have to offer me, you know? The FM9, super cool. But personally, unless I'm missing something in terms of their processing power, I would have been perfectly happy buying the FM3. I just got the Aspect 3 kind of to pair with the Artemis in terms of having rack stuff going on. Dalton, that makes me really happy because I have no clue what the fuck WTF I'm doing. Hey, it sounds great. So keep doing what you're doing, and I'm sure that you'll only get better. Does it feel weird going between the Abasi and other ERGs? That thing is so compact. So I haven't, as you might imagine, I haven't played any other guitars since I got this one the other day. And yeah, that is actually a concern. Like, I can see this kind of jacking up my muscle memory just a little bit. But I don't play anything that's so freaking hard that it's going to be a big deal. I'll adapt and it'll be perfectly fine. But yes, it does feel significantly different from my other guitars just because of that tighter string spacing. But I like it. I find it easier to play. A downbeat exegeti? What? How do you say that? Anyway, asks, should I sell my PV Invective mini head and save for a used Engel Powerball and cab? I don't know how much more of a difference it'll make. Honestly, I can't tell you what you should and shouldn't do. I know for a fact that people love both of those amps. Although that said, there are people that say the Powerball is like thin sounding. If you like your Invective, keep it. If you feel like you want something else, then that might be your answer. Although you could probably just experiment with like some boost pedals or something first. That's what I would do before I decide to just sell my amp. Personally. Jacob says, glad to hear you're getting a DV77 loaded cab. The Cole IRs have been a real eye-opener for me. I'm considering throwing one to a Mesa 2x12 along with the stock V30. Yeah, so I was originally getting a Celestion redback and creamback loaded cab from KSR, but their redbacks are like way backlogged, so that didn't happen. So I had the option of throwing in that creamback in DV77, but because Kyle doesn't have too much experience with DV77s, we just went ahead and threw two DV77s in it just in case. Thoughts on Ormsby guitars? They're beautiful. I would love to own one. Ormsby send me a guitar. They're not going to send me a guitar, but that's okay. I would like to try one at some point. Yeah, if I get the opportunity, I'll probably get one in here. Anyone hear new Amps Leaders? Yes! Oh my Jesus! And I am super excited for it. Like, and I'm a big Animals as Leaders fan insofar as most of us should probably be big Animals as Leaders fans just because, hey, they're like the most talented people at what they do. Like, it's ridiculous. That said, a lot of their stuff isn't like super heavy. And so that new song that just came out, it very much is. I instantly felt Meshuggah vibes all over that freaking track, and I really liked it. The music video being kind of creepy and cool also helped. But yeah, I really, really like that track, and I hope to hear more stuff like that on their album. Sweet guitar? Yes, it is. Let's play a little bit of it. That riff right there, that last part of that, is one that I found way easier to play. Well, let's say significantly easier to play on this guitar. I'm doing that string skipping thing, and the strings are just a little bit closer. Have I tried Windspear picks? Yes, I have. I probably might not have got the right one for me. I have a Windspear pick literally sitting in my cup holder in my car right now. It's one of the bone ones. I really think it feels good, like material-wise. But ever since I found these, the Tortex Sharps, there's really no going back for me. It just really works out. I know Windspear has some picks that are kind of like this that I would probably really like a lot. Maybe I'll reach out to them and see if I can get a hold of some. Ormsby headstocks are an issue. I was told tension warps headstocks. My buddy had an 8. Ooh! See, yeah, and that's the thing. I'm very interested in trying out a guitar with one of the Black Machine style headstocks where you see the strings floating over space to get to the tuners. I think that is a super, super cool design. But to hear that they're warping headstocks, don't like that. Especially for me, I generally use fairly light gauge strings, but I don't tune down up very far at all. So if they really are getting headstocks warped, that's an issue for me. Yeah, I use the Tortex Sharps too with the Petrucci Jazz 3 XLs. I have or had some of the Petrucci, what do they call it? Prodigy picks? I think those are his. The Ernie Ball Prodigy picks. I like those as well. But yeah, these are it. Absolutely. But yeah, guys, I was totally the guitar came in yesterday, I think. And I was going to go live and do this here, but then I realized that my Artemis, I think, has a bad power tube, so I'm working with Kyle on that. So then I came home from work today, started dialing in on the Synergy here, and I really like the sounds we're getting. You might like their Goliaths if you can find. Yeah, I love the Goliath. That's one of my favorite headless shapes. But like you said, if you can find a lefty, don't see it happening, especially in a color that I want. But that said, between this and the fact that Black Cat is coming soon, I'm pretty much good on guitars for a little bit here. We'll see what happens. There's one guitar I'm considering selling to keep cash flow for the YouTube channel, but we'll see how that goes. I almost hit one, but that scared me. Lighter gauge would help, I'm sure. Yeah, even on this, I'm not sure what gauge this is, but it feels the tension's a little bit higher than I prefer. But again, it may also have something to do with the fact that the scale length is about half an inch longer than my other 7 strings on the low side. Whichever way, it still feels pretty good. Do you use the QC much? I hear a big update is on the way. Take care, Topher. I'm not gonna do that. I didn't set up for it. No, honestly, I don't use the QC very much. But then again, I don't use the aspects that much either. I'm just in a physical mode right now. But that said, no, I haven't even gotten to the point where I've fallen in love with my quad cortex yet. I think that Anthony Best said it best. Y'all, if you're here watching me and you're not subscribed to Anthony Best, please go subscribe to him. Let's get this man to 1,000 subscribers. He deserves it. He's just a cool guy, and he's very insightful on the stuff that he plays in his gear and everything. But yeah, I agree with him in that the quad cortex is an early product. I'm not sure what direction they're going to take it in, but the main thing that I'm really truly hoping for is that they add more tweakability to their built-in amp models. Don't know if that's going to happen or not. As of right now, for me, the quad cortex is very much a capture machine, and I haven't even gotten around to doing as much of that as I want to. But that's the main reason that I look to mess around with it, is to capture amps and play other people's captures and stuff. You think creating music is becoming easier or harder with all the plugins and genres at our disposal? Easier for sure. But I mean, of course, that's me who's continually gaining knowledge, and I started back before a lot of this stuff was available, before I realized that programmed drums were a thing. It's definitely easier. Like, if you have a laptop and a $99 interface, you're ready to go. Black Cat are great guitars. I had a 7 first run from Tomac. Yeah, they're good. I wish I had 7 Black Cats. How is the build quality of the Abasi? Alright, so I don't want to go too deep into this today, like I said, because this is just kind of a first impressions live stream. But overall, I'm happy with it. I think it's very, very nice. You're always going to be, for anything like this, to some extent, you're paying for the name that's on the headstock, the hype behind the brand. I feel like the quality control of this guitar feels to me maybe closer to like a $1,500 or $1,400 guitar than a $2,000 guitar, just in terms of quality and the features that are on it. It wasn't until just now, really, that I thought about the fact that, hey, this guitar doesn't have lumen-lay side dots on it. That may not seem like a huge deal to people, but it's like the one time that me and my band did play live in freaking DC, I had to realize, hey, I'm glad I played my Black Cat because it has lumen-lay side dots on it. I would have been up there on stage like, oh crap, where the heck am I? Lumen-lay side dots is a huge deal, and I feel like at $2,000 with the build quality that this guitar has, if they need to either clean up the build quality just a little bit or add something like lumen-lay side dots, I would like to see. Basically, my main complaint so far is that the nut, like I could see a little bit of glue or gunk, whatever, there on the headstock. I mean, where the nut meets the headstock, and like some little scratches on the nut. Again, this is super small stuff, but it's just like at $2,000, it's kind of like it would have been nice to see that be a little bit better. Because, for instance, like my Black Cat, I think I paid $2,300 for that being full custom. Way, way, way nicer in terms of the just the quality of the not the quality of components, but the quality control that you have. Yeah, don't even talk about the Zen and the Skirvison. Those things, they're immaculate. But of course, those are $3,000 guitars. So yeah, it better be. But at the same time, for a $2,000 guitar, I would have liked to see it be just a little bit more attention to detail shown to it. But it's not bad by any means. Like I said, before it showed up, I had this thing where I was thinking maybe I'll just, play it for a little bit, then sell it and get something else in on the channel. But the very unique string spacing on this so far, in my mind right now, has me convinced that, okay, this is a unique guitar that I want to keep here. Like I said, I'm the happiest I've been ever with my amp collection. I'm trying to get the same way to my guitars. Like, hey, this is my lineup. None of these things are going anywhere. Anything that I buy is for the channel will probably get sold from that point. But I know what guitars I want to keep. As of right now, unless something changes, I'm thinking this has made it into that lineup of guitars that's not going anywhere. Something that I want to do, I'm going to do at some point, is compare the sound of this guitar with that guitar right there. That's my, like I said, my first guitar. I only hold on to it for sentimental value, really. It's the first guitar that I paid for fully with my own money. And yeah, they have the same pickups in it. Right now, I'm thinking that this guitar sounds better, but of course it could just be that new Guitar Day thing. Maybe I'll pick it up for a second and see. I will. All right. I'm going to play for a little bit. I'm going to play through this, then pick up that guitar for just a second. See how we feel. Let me grab the ejector real quick. Like I said, same pickups in these guitars, and that's something some folks have said, that the fluences kind of overtake the guitar and they just all sound the same. I don't think that is the case, but let's see. yeah, I don't know how well it's coming through for y'all, but I definitely hear a difference. And that's gonna have to do with setup and all that sort of stuff. But the Abasi is definitely a lot more satisfying to play, and it's just sounding a little better. This guitar sounded kind of nasally in comparison. Switching back. Dude, have you tried the isotope neutron? I have not. I'm not even sure what that is. So overwhelmed with all the information to learn just to get internet crazy and judge the music itself. Yeah. I'm not even sure what the neutron is, to be honest. Hey dude, there's a KSR series pedal called the... Yeah, the clone. I've seen that, and I don't... You know, I really don't want that to exist. I don't like that. Again, I don't make any money from anything KSR does or anything, but I do think that KSR is a great company. I think Kyle's a great dude, and it kind of sucks to see straight up, flat out copies of stuff like that, which is what it appears to be to me anyway. But of course, I'm not about to go buy one. If someone does get one, let me know. But yeah. Interesting. What do you think about the placement of the guitar jack? Let me go back and grab the Abasi real quick. My initial thoughts about this placement of the input jack is that the most awkward thing about it is putting a cable in there when you're... It's putting the cable in there. In terms of how it feels, it's not in your way like at all. I really like I'm a fan of where it's positioned. Like I said, it's a little awkward right now putting it in there, but that's probably something I'll figure out over time. But in terms of just while you're playing, sitting or standing, it's out of your way. So that's cool. I'm a fan of it. Schecter has more low-mid congestion. Yeah, there's something going on there that I wasn't a fan of. I probably need to play with the positioning of the pickups a little bit. It can totally sound good to great. But yeah, this is pretty much Abasi out of the box how it's sounding right now, and it's really great. Neutron is a mixing assistant. It basically does it for you. What? That is... I'm gonna have to check that out, because like I'm not a mix engineer at all. I'm very interested in checking this out. I'm gonna check out some YouTube videos myself tonight. I have the Rock Pro Mix Academy bundle, and the tip suggestions they give are all over the place. Yeah, mixing is a hard thing to get into. I'm subscribed to Riff Hard right now, but the more I think about it, I'm kind of set in my ways in terms of what I want to do in terms of playing and stuff. URM, Ultimate Recording Machine or whatever, that would probably be a better use of my time and money at this point. I'm probably going to look into that at some point. It doesn't sound bad back to back. It's noticeable. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Glad we agree. All right, thus far we've been playing, like I said, through my Pitbull Ultra Lead model into the KSR PA50, which I kind of dialed in pretty meticulously before I started the stream. So let's jump over to the Leviathan and just kind of dial that in together. Like I said, man, I can't hear exactly what y'all are hearing because I'm hearing the cab in the room. I just mic'd the cab beforehand. So you guys can give me some suggestions in the chat if something doesn't sound quite right or you feel like the tone needs some more of this or some more of that. Have you collabed with others over the internet? I like your style. Why, thank you. Collabed to some extent, more so with vocalists and stuff. Neutron is worth every penny and then some. I'm going to check that out. Second person to say that, I'm definitely going to give that a listen. You'll see some videos on that on my channel soon, unless it's like super freaking expensive. How much does it cost? But yeah, in terms of like guitarists and stuff, I've had friends do guest solos, and beyond that, it's just been vocalists and stuff that I've worked with. I haven't been terribly successful in writing collaboratively with people, like other guitarists, I should say. But yeah, maybe someday. But yeah, like I said, we're going to jump over to the Cherry Tone Leviathan now and dial that in pretty much together. Let's get into it. Is it just me, or did that sound good out of the box too? It sounds great in the room. How's that sounding to you guys? That's a good sign for this guitar. So we're running from the guitar into my Aerospec Savage drive here, but that's definitely a good sign for that to just instantly sound good. I don't think I've played this guitar with this amp yet, and it just worked out. That's good. Let's jump over to channel 1 of the Leviathan, see what happens there. Just turned off the Savage. Is that Buckethead? That absolutely is Buckethead. I like your style too. your favorite YouTuber? Me? Me? No. But what's going on, man? Nice to see you here, Robert. Chris, what's going on, brother? Sick guitar? I agree. I am liking it more than I anticipated I was going to like it, you know? I figured it would be cool, but I'm actually impressed. Jason, what's going on, brother? How is the Larada? Thinking about getting one when I can afford it. It is somewhere between good, great, and, you know, good and great. It's awesome, that said. I don't know if I had $2,000 to spend on a Larada, on a guitar. I'm not totally sure that this is the one I would pick up, but that said, no, it wouldn't be. It wouldn't be. So if I could only buy, you know, one guitar, I had the money to buy one nicer guitar, this probably wouldn't be it. And that's largely because it doesn't have lumen lay side dots, and I just feel like I could probably get something a little bit more, what's the word, exactly what I needed at $2,000. I'd probably like customize a Balaguer or something for $2,000. But if you have like a bunch of other guitars or other guitars that do meet your needs already, yeah, this is a very cool secondary guitar to have, just because of, like I said, the main thing that's happening here that's different than other guitars is that slightly smaller string spacing. I like it a lot. So for those folks that do play technical stuff that's maybe, you know, considered difficult or whatever, string skipping and all that, I think you'll find it easier to do more of that with this guitar. So now, Abasi's branding, like the videos that they share on Instagram and stuff, it's players who are playing technical stuff. They're doing the thumping, all the stuff that Tosin popularized and all that. But at least in terms of what they're going for, I agree. This guitar is definitely a technical player's dream. It's great. Are these the Tosin Fishmans? If so, what do you think? These are the Tosin Fishmans. They come standard in all of the Laradas. I like it a lot. I like them a lot. So like I said, I just a minute ago I was playing my my Schecter Damien Elite 7 that has the exact same pickups in it. This guitar definitely sounds better than that guitar. So this is my second experience with the Tosin Fishmans. I like it in this guitar quite a bit more. But yeah, that might just be a setup thing with that guitar. Maybe I need to raise or lower the pickups a little bit. But yeah, with this being the best representation of these pickups that I've experienced so far, I like them quite a lot. Drone Haven, what's going on, man? Great guitar and great tone. Thank you. Robert, if I get an Aris Effects Savage V5, will I need a KSR series or overkill? Well, it depends what you're trying to do with it. So the Savage is a boost / drive pedal. You're not going to get all your tone from the Savage, you know. Now the series and the Savage would be a cool pair, or you run your Savage into either whatever amp you're using, or if you want to get the KSR series, you can run it into that. But those are two totally different products that do two different things. How's the weight of it? Fine. So realize I've been playing headless guitars this whole time. I'd say they're comparable. It doesn't feel especially light or anything, but it's nice. It's well balanced. It's not super heavy nor super light. You know, it's just kind of here. I feel like it weighs about the same amount as my other headless 7-string. Well, as my Skirvison now, I should say, but the Strandberg's gone. The Strandberg was way lighter than this. That guitar, that's the coolest thing about the Strandberg in my opinion. It's just stupidly light. It feels like paper. This, not heavy, but you know, you can tell it's there. It's solid. I like it. Have you tried Legator, however you say it? I have not, but yeah, I'm aware of them. Actually, they have a guitar that I'm super interested in, but I don't think they make it left-handed in a 7 or 8 string. That headless X shape that they have, I would love to have a left-handed version of that. I would love it. I don't know, like I always wanted an extreme metal shaped guitar. Like when I was a kid And I first got into metal. I was like, oh, metal, metal, metal. I was like, oh man, I really wanted one of those, the Dean Dime guitars. I was like, oh Jesus, this is great. Over time, I've kind of gotten away from that taste, but seeing that they have a headless one, I was like, you know what? That's cool. I like it. I would play the heck out of that. Don't know if they make them left-handed though. Sweet, the way to get a set. Yeah, man, I hope you enjoy them if you do. What would you recommend I should do? I'm just trying to get fat tones or super tight tones. Well, if you're trying to get fat or super tight tones, personally, I would go with the KSR Vesta. So what does your setup look like? I need to know that. Like, what do you have right now? What are you trying to either replace or integrate something into? The KSR Vesta is pretty much all you need to run it into something, and you'll get great sounds. Funny you mentioned that. My Dime Razorback 7 just sits in the coffin case. I remember reading in Guitar World back in the day that Dimebag hated 7-strings. He probably would have hated to see his guitar made into a 7-string, which is super interesting to me. Amp Tweaker Fat Metal Pro is an option as well. I agree. As y'all pretty much know, some of y'all will know, I do prefer the latest version of the Amp Tweaker. Some people really like the older ones, but I like what they did in terms of tone and feature sets with the newly released Amp Tweaker products. Unless you're going to use it as a distortion pedal, in which case, yeah, the older ones are perfectly fine. I have the dual Para EQ by TC Electronic and Savage Boost plus Fort and Zool. Yeah, you didn't mention an amp or anything there, so I would say the Vesta would totally work well in this as an addition to what you already have. That's what I would go for personally. Cheaper options. Nothing comes straight to mind. Not sure. The Vesta is definitely is what I would recommend to you though. Oh, a JCM 900, 4100. Great, yeah. You can get great sounds out of that with just what you have for sure. But yeah, if you want to run a Vesta into the actually, since you already have a JCM 900, I would get the series. Yeah, I would get the series to run that into the effects loop of the JCM 900 to try something different. He didn't like collar trims either. Funny they put one of those on the fan fret. I forgot there was a... Oh, man. This kind of makes you think about some of this whole lawsuit stuff that the Dimebag estate is dealing with right now. I don't know very much about that, but it's like, Jesus. Like, I don't know how he would have felt about some of these guitars. But yeah, it's all about the money, right? Billy Carlisle, do you still have the Eris now? I do. I do. Haven't used it in a bit. Maybe I should pop it out here one of these days. Quite like it. So skip the Savage. If you're just trying to get the best bang for your buck right now, the Savage isn't what I would think you need. It's a cool pedal to have, but yeah, with the Savage Boost, you can do quite a lot with that. I mean, like I said, I'm using my Savage Drive right now, but a preamp pedal or something can get you a fairly different sound than what you have right now. That's what I would go for, personally. Series is tight and kind of dry, but not super fat. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because he has the JCM 900 right now already, I would just go for the series. Like, that's like instant, super modern, very modern metal. Like, you can get the tight, chunky stuff out of JCM 900. If you want super modern, tight sounding stuff, the series is a great parallel to the JCM 900, I'd say. They took many liberties after his passing. I get a Floyd Rose for fan frets if they'll make them. Yeah. I kind of want you to demo the Joyo Amp House thing again. Do I still have that? I might. If I still have it, I will I'll check it out during a live stream or something one of these days. Sag V5 has a tone matching ability. I don't know about all that. You might want to double check that. I don't know about all that. What does that mean? Good day, Cap'n K. What's going on, brother? It's going. How are you doing? And yeah, thanks. I really quite like it. Funny that this is my first single cut guitar. This one of all things, a super weird, out there one. The manufacturer talked to me. Yeah, I'm not sure what he would have meant by this whole tone matching thing. Then it's very flexible in that you can do a whole bunch with it. Like, yeah, you could just. I mean, I haven't played the V5, but even with the Savage Drive V4 here, you can just do a whole heck of a lot with it. So maybe that's what he meant. But that said, let's play some riffs. Hey man, I'm feeling the love. Much love for you too. Have a good night. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. But yeah, the single coil tones you can get out of this thing are freaking ridiculous. Gotta be careful playing other people's riffs on YouTube. They don't like that very much. But yeah, the River Dragon has come very, very cool Nevermore stuff. Nick, oh my gosh, Nick, you guys, there's a legend in the chat. Oh, yeehaw there, freaking motivated me to pick up a guitar. I walked into our band class one day and this man just had his freaking, what was it? Was it a Jackson Kelly, I think? It was either a Kelly or a, I don't remember. I feel like it was a Kelly. But Jesus, he like shredded the Freebird solo and I was like, I gotta learn how to play guitar. What's going on, Nick? Yeah, light bar in the back. That's a thing. More gain. Working on it. A Dean and was it? Man, see, we were just in here talking about Dean. That's crazy. Yeah, he started a lot of this stuff for me. Super cool to hear from you, man. I remember taking my freaking pod over to his freaking, I think it was his house. I was playing. He was like, man, that pod sounds terrible. And he was probably right. I mean, you're saying I came a long way and everything. The rig doesn't mean anything. It's all about what you play and how you play it, right? Man, I remember, gosh, I was trying to play some of his band stuff. My picking hand has never been as good as a metal guitarist picking hand should be. Like, his alt picking is ridiculous, and I'm still not there to this day. I just learned how to write and play around it. But yeah, so in some ways, I know for sure you could still just play circles around me. Pod couldn't be that bad. Michael Romeo used... Oh yeah, the pod can sound great. I just know that the way I had it, it did not. It was a Pod HD Pro. I'll never forget. Yeah, take care, Nick. What am I using? Right now, we're hearing the Cherry Tone Leviathan and the Pandemonium. What is it? Pandemonium V4? Whichever Pandemonium pedal that I have. But yeah, it sounded pretty good in my opinion. Let's jump back to the original sound we were using. Mike's muted, my bad. So right now I have the Cherry Tone Leviathan on 2 and the KSR PA50 with the Pitbull, the Synergy Pitbull on 4. Nothing happened to the Artemis. I just think a tube is this tube in particular is going bad. I was getting like popping sounds with the amp just sitting there not doing anything. But yeah, Kyle's taking care of me, as I figured he would. But yeah, let's jump back and forth between the Leviathan and the Synergy system. It's crazy how much difference overdrives can make. So right now I have the Savage drive set up to go with the PA50 rig and the Pandemonium set up to go through the Leviathan. And they don't sound great when you use the wrong overdrive here. That sounds great. Savage. All right, so we'll just stick on the Savage drive for now and jump back and forth between the Leviathan and the Pitbull running through the PA50. The mids on the Leviathan, right? So this the mid boost switch on the Leviathan, it's crazy. I've been playing with it, the mid boost off for the majority of it, but I've noticed when you push it to the left, like to the most mid boosty position, it can sound ridiculous. But I feel like it's too much. I'm trying to find a way to kind of get that sounding really, really good. 'Cause I feel like that's how you can really get some of those super metallic sounding chunky things going on. Let me know how it sounds to you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and switch to it. So I'm gonna go through through the mid boost modes. But yeah, it does sound modern with, you know, the Savage drive here. On my slacks I run the mids at 8. Jeez. All right, I'm gonna go through the mid boost modes here, starting from off to on to really on. Let me know which sounds better. So this is right. The other way will be left. So let's say 1 or 2. This is the mid switch on its mid mode or the highest mode. Let me know. Let's call this 1. We'll call the other one 2. Yeah, so it's weird. I like the way it sounds with the mid boost all the way up, but I do feel like it's a little bit honky in the room. Now I feel like the mics might be picking it up in a way that sounds, pretty good. But let me try and keep it on the mid boost being on full and just dial back the mids on the EQ controller just a little bit. Let's see what that sounds like. Hey man, it's not connected to the amp or anything. It's just sound activated. So yeah, that's all that is. Can you play a Deftones song? If you look on my channel, there is a cover of Diamond Eyes way, way back when I first started this. And I don't remember at all how to play it. But it's a super simple song. And man, that's probably everybody's first 8-string song. It's super cool. Is that a request we have? Let me see how far I can get through it without freaking jacking it up. Definitely don't remember the solo. Man, if and when I ever actually freaking finish this daggone EP, I'm probably gonna do like a live playthrough of the whole thing. Because it's probably the closest to playing live that I'm gonna get in the near future. But yeah, guys, I'm definitely just noodling around on this thing at this point, which is super fun. I really like this guitar. I think Abasi, the company, Abasi Concepts, did a pretty great job with it, just in terms of bringing something interesting to the table. That's it. I'm going to do a full review and video on this guitar, but for the money, like I said, I would like to see them at least slightly increase their attention to detail on some of these things. Either that or throw in like one more feature, which to me, I think a good one would be luminous side dots. If this guitar had luminous side dots, I would say it is a great value for somebody to buy. Right now, it's just, to me, a cool option for an additional guitar. Or if you're never going to play live, it's fine or whatever. But yeah, as somebody who thinks that, a guitar should be all encompassing, it should be your tool. For $2,000, I should have a guitar that I can do whatever I want to with. Without luminous side dots on it, if I'm spending $2,000, I'd probably go somewhere else. But yeah, it's a great guitar. I really like it. I'm going to keep it. But hey, if you guys enjoyed this stream, please like the stream, subscribe to my channel, and yeah, you guys have a great day. You can get Quad Cortex or Fractal FM9. Fractal, it depends. Right now, I would definitely say Fractal. But it kind of depends. Some people really like diving into the captures and all that sort of stuff. And if that's what you're going to do, sure, the Quad Cortex is the way to go. But right now, I feel like it's a machine for tone capturing beyond anything else, personally. Did you end up keeping the new Agile? Yeah, I still got it. I think I'm going to keep that guitar too, by the way. I'm probably going to use that guitar as my test bed to learn how to swap pickups in and out, and use that guitar to really just test pickups. Because like I said, I like the way it sounds with the moderns in it. I think it sounds really good. So I'm probably going to drop some passives in there at some point. But yeah, like I said, please like the stream, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And yeah, you guys take care.